This was my first open water triathlon. One of the reasons I love triathlon is because every race asks the same question. Who are you when things don't go according to plan? The wind changes, the current changes. Sometimes the sun is in your eyes and you can't even see the next buoy. I've come to appreciate that question, not just in triathlon, but in engineering and in life. I've been asked 5 questions, but as I've been thinking about them, I realized every answer comes back to one thing. Curiosity has really defined my whole career. I actually didn't study computer science in college. I studied journalism. People sometimes think that means I entirely changed careers. I don't fully see it that way. Journalism taught me to ask questions, tell stories, and understand people. Software engineering simply gives me a different medium to solve those same problems. One of the last books I read was Coding with AI for Dummies. But for me, learning isn't complete until I've built something. So I built QuestSmith, an AI-powered role-playing game, using the tools that I learned from Coding with AI for Dummies. And then I built Pacepoint Tracker, an app that lets coaches, family members, and support crews follow endurance athletes in real time during races and practices. I've always believed the best way to learn something is to build with it. The project I'm most proud of is leading the development of an analytics platform at Pindrop. From a technical standpoint, it was everything I love about software engineering. Whiteboarding, architecture, distributed systems. We spent countless hours debating architecture, eventual consistency, caching strategies, when to use Redis, when DynamoDB was the right choice, how to expose biometric analytics while protecting sensitive information, and how to make architectural decisions we'd still be proud of years later. Those kinds of engineering trade-offs are some of my favorite problems. But that's not actually why it's my favorite. It's because of what happened to the team while we were building it. Every engineer on that team grew in a different way. One engineer became more confident leading technical discussions. Another took ownership of features they probably wouldn't have volunteered for when the project first started. Others grew through design reviews, pair programming, and learning how to think through difficult architectural trade-offs instead of just implementing requirements. My goal was never just to build a successful product. It was to build a stronger engineering team than the one we started with. By the end of the project, we had accomplished both. We delivered an analytics platform that solved a difficult customer problem. We kept our client. But what I'm most proud of is that every engineer walked away more capable, more confident, and more prepared for the next challenge than when we began. And that's also why I love teaching a software engineering bootcamp. This picture was taken after a class one evening. The students had one last bug preventing their capstone project from working. Instead of calling it a night, we stayed. We debugged it together, and when it finally worked, this picture was taken. And of course, I've cartoonified it. Architecture diagrams eventually get erased, code gets refactors, technologies change. But the engineers you help grow carry that experience with them for the rest of their careers. Whether I'm mentoring a senior engineer or helping a student solve their very first programming problem, those are the moments that make me proudest to be an engineer. Outside of work, you'll usually find me doing one of these: smiling, running, biking, swimming, singing with the choir, and writing books. Triathlon has become a huge part of my life because it reminds me that growth happens one day at a time. I also sing in my church choir, and last year I wrote a fantasy novel called Chessmen Have Feelings Too. Looking back, I guess I've always loved telling stories, sometimes with words, and sometimes with software. I think over the last few minutes you've probably noticed the theme. I love learning, and I love building, and I love helping other people grow. I've been fortunate to architect distributed systems, build products from scratch, lead engineering teams, teach future software engineers, and most recently explore what AI can do when it's paired with human creativity. But if I had to summarize what I bring to an organization, it's curiosity. Technology is going to change, AI is going to change, frameworks are going to change. The problems we're solving are going to change, but curiosity doesn't. For the last 25 years, curiosity has helped a journalism graduate become a software engineer, helped that engineer become an engineering leader, helped that leader become a teacher, and helped me keep building through every new chapter of my career. I've learned that the true measure of an engineering leader isn't just the software they build, it's whether the engineers around them become better engineers. And that's the kind of leader I've tried to become, and that's what I would love to bring to you.